a large city with a population of 10 million where various cultures and ethnic groups coexist. Beverly Hills, one of America's richest areas. And Hollywood, the mecca of the global film industry, are located in Los Angeles. Arirang TV reporters descend on the representative city of America, LA.
근데 레이가 있지 않아요?
지글지글 러프러프 흔들흔들 흔들흔들. 되게 멋있다. 나 되게 감동적이었어.
Did you go to USC on that day?
In the Newsroom is in LA too. This is where all the stories in LA begin. Reporter Laah Hyun-kyung is at the headquarters of DIRECTV, one of the world's leading providers of digital television entertainment services.
Companies and subsidiaries, DIRECTV provides its service to over 20 million.
She's out on the
customers
field
in the
after a
US
long break.
and more than 17 million in South America.
Soon the evening shadows fall. A small temporary news center has been set up in LA. And among the staffs busily working, we see a familiar face. Anchor Sean Lim.
채널로 바꿨는데요.
Hello, hi.
안 들어와.
We're still Hi, who's this? Oh, that sounds like Hwang Ji-hye.
황지에 연결했어 지금.
At this hour, reporter Hwang Ji-hye is on standby outside.
구조에서 전화 받는 것만 지금 들리게끔 저희가 세팅을 해놨습니다.
Can you hear me? This is Sean. Hi. Can you hear me?
여보세요?
She's getting ready for a simultaneous connection with the news center.
Can you hear me?
잠깐만 들리는데 잠깐 블루투스로는 안 들려요. 이거 블루투스 왜 안 들리는 거야?
Ji-hye, can you hear
위치가
me?
그거지?
Ji-hye, can you hear me? Are you up on the roof?
눌러봐요 이렇게.
여보세요?
눌러보라고.
잠깐만 끊지 말아봐요.
Yes, I can hear.
그럼 제가
But you cannot hear me, I think.
여보세요? 잘 들립니다.
After some complications, they finally succeed in connecting with each other.
So we came all the way here to Los Angeles to initially cover the Arirang TV launch on DIRECTV. It gives us a wider platform to present all of the content that we make over in Seoul. And we thought that it was very important for us to be here on the ground for this momentous occasion, but also we were able to cover some stories that we wouldn't have access to from our Seoul newsroom. So we sort of brought a mini newsroom from Korea over here to the United States.
CPD님, 저 이준이에요. 유선이 아니라?
Now, all they have to do is connect with the news center in Seoul. Is Seoul ready to go? The time difference between LA and Seoul is 17 hours. The Arirang News Center is also full of activity as everyone is busy preparing for the 8 o'clock news. And the broadcast finally begins.
It is 3 a.m. in Los Angeles, 3 p.m. in Sochi, and 8 on a Thursday evening here in Seoul. And for more on Arirang TV's exciting debut, joining us this hour from the United States is Sean Lim, who is standing by at our studio in Los Angeles. So Sean, tell us more about this momentous occasion.
Well, hello, Ji-hye. Starting today, many DIRECTV customers in the United States may be happy to see Arirang TV in their channel lineup. Now, DIRECTV, which is based here in Southern California, is a satellite-based television service that competes with cable TV. So that means subscribers don't have to pay any extra money to enjoy.
February 20th was the first day Arirang TV was available all over the U.S.
Airports, hotels.
Right, so Arirang now reaches about 123 million.
Now we understand why everyone was so busy in both Seoul and LA.
A greater platform to deliver more news and entertainment about Korea. Hwang Ji-hye covered this story and met with key people who are bringing this humanitarian issue to light. Ji-hye.
Sean, here in Los Angeles, Japan's recent...
Ji-hye has been preparing a special local report for today's Link Up.
In the early 20th century have not gone unnoticed. And many residents in Glendale...
She encountered some troubles, like waiting until the early morning hours to suit the broadcast times in Korea.
Risky nationalism in Japan and an even...
But thankfully, the first connection was very successful.
아니 버벅대진 않은 것 같은데 좀 표정이나 이런 게 어색하지 않나요?
표정 괜찮았어요?
괜찮았어요?
The connections continued the next day. This time, Ji-hye is on standby at Central Park in Glendale, where a Comfort Woman statue is located.
And to celebrate this special occasion, we're now going to connect live to our very own Sean Lim, who's standing by at our studio in Los Angeles. Hello there, Sean.
Well, hello, Yusun.
And Sean Lim is over at the LA News Center, playing the important role of connecting LA with Seoul.
Sean, I'm at the Glendale Central Park where the Comfort Woman statue sits in. Glendale city officials and a local Korean-American group say the bronze statue is about remembering.
Our Hwang Ji-hye met with
The news centers in Seoul and LA were operating in different time slots, but the simultaneous connections continued on in all locations throughout LA.
The statue sits in right behind me. And many residents here in Glendale say that they're proud that the community they're included in is
The rigorous
acting
schedule
on it.
continued
It's
on until the evening.
putting the risky nationalism in Japan in an even riskier position.
I feel really good about how we were able to put together an amazing lineup with such a limited amount of time and resources, and so it really stretched what we thought we could do. So everybody had to pitch in 120%, and I know that I was fighting a lot with trying to figure out how we're going to adjust to the time schedules and all of the technical difficulties that we had. But I think overall it was very fun and very exciting. We really did get to see what it was like for us to be here in Los Angeles and to see really a lot of the stories that came out.
It wasn't just the link-ups. Everyone was also busy covering stories. We are at the Glendale Central Park. Doesn't the statue of a girl at the park look familiar? It's the Comfort Woman statue, which made everyone fly from Korea to this city in a foreign country.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 네. 여기는 또 다른 뉴스 팀.
Today, Ji-hye decides to meet the people who made it possible for the Comfort Woman statue to go up in the park.
그 글렌데일 시에도 의원이 여러 명이 있는 거죠?
5명이에요.
아.
4년 임기고 시장은 돌아가면서 맡아요. 1년씩. 그러니까 작은 시들은 보통 그렇게.
거기서 이제 메이어도 나오는 거예요?
그
그러면?
메이어가 이제 돌아가면서.
근데 연방 하원에서도 이제 그런 하원 의원도 이걸 이제 지지를 하는 거고,
그렇죠.
제가 듣기로는 시장은 약간 이제 좀 이거에 대해서
이제
부정적이라고.
작년에 시장을 맡으셨던 분이 데이브 위버라는 분인데 5명 중에 그분만 반대를 했었어요.
제가 듣기로 만장일치였는데 그럼 만장일치가 아니고
아니었죠.
고 시장님 빼고
네,
나머지 시의원들.
그랬는데 그 뒤에 디자인 어프로벌 하는 의회 공청회가 한 번 더 있었어요. 그때 이제 일본인들이 대거 100명 넘게 참가를 해가지고 매춘부들을 이렇게 무슨 경계를 해주느냐 그러면서 굉장히 그런 반대 발언을 정말 역사에 근거하지 않은 반대 발언을 많이 했는데
영어로 질문 드릴게요. So, I mean, what does the statue mean to your Korean American society? Why is it so meaningful?
The human rights issue and the women's issue is a critical issue that American people are really interested in, no matter where it happened and to whom it happened and when it happened. So this statue is here to educate the public.
What do you think? What do you want people to know by installing the statue here in Glendale City?
We want the people to know about the pains and sufferings of the victims and what really happened during 1930s and World War II to these women. We want to tell people in a beautiful way that this is what happened. It's a horrible history, but it should not repeat in the future.
네.
할머니가 오셨었거든요. 그래서 할머니의 증언을 듣고 전부 다 굉장히 이거 너무 중요하다, 우리가 꼭 해야 된다, 다 그런 공감을 다 했었어요. 미국에 세워야 일본이 반응을 하거든요.
그쵸, 우리나라에 세워야
증명이 됐잖아요. 그래서 일이 있고 나서 완전히
It may be a small statue, but it's drawn global attention to the sexual slavery issue, which proves the statue is of great significance.
Well, that statue is one of the most famous monuments among Koreans in Glendale, and Glendale is one of the cities in LA County. So I really felt that there is a need to report on that Comfort Women statue. What's the sentiment among American people or American congressmen about the statue? I was very curious about that. Do you know the statue over there?
No.
But
No. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No?
No, thanks.
many citizens say they do not know much about the Comfort Woman statue. Doing street interviews is not easy, but Ji-hye is not someone who gives up easily.
Oh, could you come over here?
And this time it looks like she met the right person.
And you live in Glendale?
Yes.
Okay, great. What do you know about the statue, what it's all about?
I think it's very impressive that even it was not one hero or one heroine, but it represents all the women that were mistreated. I like the fact that they chose our park to develop this honoring statue.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
One lady willingly does the interview for the strangers she met during her walk. Ji-hye felt warm-hearted, not just because of the interviews, but because the lady said that she is very proud of the Comfort Woman statue.
되게 마음이 넉넉하신 분이다.
Meanwhile, reporter Laah Hyun-kyung, who also came to LA for coverage, where did she go?
지글지글을 많이 찍으면은 기자님이 원하는 지글지글로 다 가면 되죠.
지글지글 러프 흔들흔들 흔들흔들.
It sounds interesting from the get-go. Today's story is at one restaurant, which is famous for its Korean-style fusion cuisine.
My name is Jennifer. My Korean name is Hyun-kyung.
Oh.
Yeah.
The people with the special stories are none other than young Korean men. This place has become a huge hit in LA as it fuses Korean cuisine like galbi and stir-fried spicy pork with sausages, which everyone seems to like. One popular feature is that their food truck visits its customers. The venue was brimming with customers, proving its popularity. People of all ages and backgrounds fall in love with the taste. Hyun-kyung goes into the kitchen to see what their secret is, to see how it's captivating the people's taste buds.
When I was trying to come up with some of the stories that I can do, food truck was one thing that really just popped into my head. And also I had heard about Seoul sausage. I had heard about Roy Choi before, so I wanted to see what kind of story I can do. And also because a bit of a Korean-Mexican fusion trend that we are experiencing in Korea right now. There are some food restaurants in Itaewon that are very popular, and that was part of the reasons also why I wanted to cover this story.
Hyun-kyung carefully jots everything down, just in case she misses something. There are lots of orders.
이렇게 얻는 거를 좀 잘 요거 잘 했어 아까 얻는 거? 아 지금 필름 하고 있는 거야? Okay.
She even gives a shot at filming.
Poutine 할 때 아까 so you had the fry 하고 나서 and then was it 참기름 was it sesame oil and then it's just for because opening 때 그걸 할 거니까 I just need to be correct. So sesame oil and then what's the name?
Prior to the interview, Hyun-kyung enthusiastically asks about each and every one of the ingredients and writes everything down in detail.
Whenever you're ready.
She even decides to do the interview in the kitchen, which is bustling with activity.
It must have been difficult because you are targeting a different, base of group of customers.
Right. So, we're definitely not trying to pigeonhole ourselves as being Korean or Asian. It makes people invent new stuff that could do really well or fall flat on its face. But it's this constant evolution of food, which is awesome because it makes people really.
Leaving the comfort woman statue, Ji-hye goes to the center of Glendale.
Can I do a really short on-camera interview with you?
It's to hear the opinions of Americans about the comfort woman statue.
Oh, you're not from Glendale?
No.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks. 괜찮다. 해보고 안 되면 그냥 그 아줌마 거 하나만 넣고 대부분 많은 사람들이 아직 더 몰라서 더 관심이 필요하지만 뭐 이렇게 몇 명 이거에 대해서 아는 사람들은 되게 자랑스럽게 생각한다. Excuse me, I'm a TV reporter from Seoul, South Korea. Can we do a really short on-camera interview about a statue in the Glendale Central Park? Do you know about it?
Could Ji-hye's prayers be answered? She was able to do an interview with a kind-looking couple.
So how do you feel about having such a statue in your community?
I think the concept of it is really great. I think that if it's something that needs to be recognized and apologized for, then to have a piece of work to represent something like that is pretty
to
awesome.
be in a neighborhood where we can say they did it here, which is kind of special.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Both of you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're Derek, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye.
The schedule is pretty jam-packed. It's now time to meet an important figure with whom she had a hard time scheduling an interview.
Are you doing it in his office?
Yeah. I heard that.
Ji-hye had been impatiently waiting to meet him even before her departure from Korea.
Good. I'm Ji-hye.
It's Adam Schiff, the U.S. representative for California's 28th district.
Put the micro. I think it.
Put a tie on.
Okay.
Despite Japan's attempts to derail the plans, Representative Schiff helped to establish the Comfort Woman statue and fought for it as if it was something very dear to him.
That they're very supportive and about all this Korean issues. So I was very surprised, and I was impressed as a Korean. What made you support the whole move of trying to make Japan recognize their past?
Throughout my time in Congress, I've worked with my colleagues on a number of issues where it's important for nations to confront their past. And so when members of the community wanted to erect a memorial to the comfort women, that struck me as very consistent with the priority that I placed to speak plainly about the past, as painful as that can be.
You've done several, you've put several efforts, but what kind of measures could there be to pressure Japan?
Well, I think these are all methods of doing that. The memorials that we see in the United States,
right.
The legislation that passed in 2007, the letter that we've written to the Secretary now. When we meet with our Japanese counterparts, either when we travel to Japan or they're here in the United States, raising this issue, lets our ally know this is important to us. It's important to our other allies in the region. And here it's in Japan's interest to speak plainly about its past. It's in Japan's interest to have a closer relationship with South Korea, with the Philippines, with Indonesia, with its neighbors. And part of that means coming to grips with what happened in the history of those nations. Abominable treatment of these women.
Right now, Ji-hye feels like she has a reliable friend in a foreign country.
They were very, very, very interested in the history and the past and also about the comfort woman, and I was very impressed. I was very, I actually, as a reporter, as a Korean reporter, I felt very touched, and about how much support they're showing to the comfort woman statue.
We are back with Hyun-kyung. The long line of trucks stimulate curiosity. They're food trucks, where food goes out to the customers. She couldn't just pass by, as the food truck played a huge role in making the sausage restaurant go viral. The food truck heads to the outskirts of LA once every 2 days for its customers. The orders are taken through a small window on the side of the truck, and the catering takes place there as well. Hyun-kyung couldn't take her eyes off this unique scene.
Excuse me, hi. We're from Arirang TV from Korea. We're just doing like a story on food truck culture and on soul sausage as well. I was just wondering if you guys had tried their food before or...
No, first try.
Oh, your first time, yeah?
Hadn't seen the truck yet.
She got curious about the reactions of the customers. This time, she doesn't concentrate on the taste, but on the food truck itself.
Talk about some of the conveniences that you have with the food truck and everything. Just maybe a few words on camera, yeah? All right, so what are some of the good benefits that you get from having food trucks around your business district?
Well, it's convenient because we all work here. There's a lot of offices, so you want variety. So when you come here, there's a lot of variety. You can have burgers, Korean food, Asian food, Mexican food, and it's very convenient for everyone here.
Mm-hmm. She also asked questions about the overall management and operation.
오디오 괜찮아요? 갈까요?
네.
All right, so what were some of the difficulties for you in getting to that, the end product that you have here?
There's a lot of difficulties and challenges on the food truck. Well, in the beginning, there was no such thing as a Korean barbecue sausage, so I think socializing the product was very difficult.
Do you have any tips that you can give to those who are maybe thinking about trying and starting up a food truck business?
You need to have strong marketing skills, you need to have a really good product. You really have to have a really good passionate team. Unless you have that passion and you have that right.
She met with passionate Korean men who are out to spread the taste of Korea in the U.S. How will Hyun-kyung remember this coverage?
As a news reporter, you are always going to miss being on the field, and I guess I just didn't realize how much I miss being on the field and reporting on site because I was heavily involved with Korea Today and hosting a live morning show for 2 years. But this was a really good opportunity for me to be back on the field, and it's very exciting and it's refreshing, and at the same time just amazing in one word.
We are in Los Angeles. The passionate media coverage continues.
Contact name. Okay, sure.
From coverage of a Korean company that is changing LA, to a one-on-one discussion with an expert on issues that affect the Korean Peninsula. Be sure to tune in again next week.